donuts. Are you ready for tomorrow? Some beef donuts.
Welcome to another
episode
of the Couch Show.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday. We're gonna get it ready for the weekend.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We're a little late.
Woo!
Listen, life happens, and you know what? We gotta address it head on. Lynn's going through some shit, and unfortunately, it sucks. But that's what makes you stronger. That's what makes you a better person, right? So. She's trying to hold it together. She's trying to hold it together. You guys for a good show today. We're gonna have a good show today. Shoot, let me see. I don't see us on YouTube. Oh, you didn't change the title, Lynn.
Que fallo.
Let me see. I don't see us on YouTube. All right. Anyways, we're gonna keep it light today. We're gonna talk about some dating stuff, right? I think last episode was pretty good and we cut it short. So we're going to go on more into the dating stuff, which is actually, that's what we wanted to do originally with this show. So maybe we'll pivot and we'll continue that stuff. I don't know. You guys got to let us know how if you're vibing with it or what.
You got to let us know if you're experiencing anything similar too. Like, we want to hear your stories. We want to see, you guys are our community or our tribe. We want to see what you guys are going through. And if you guys have different creative ways of looking at things, different perspectives.
It's definitely perspective. And we're going to see that today. I'm glad you said that because I feel like people got a really twisted up perspective of dating and relationships and just how to treat people. And it's like one of the things we touch on is a lot of people are selfish. And we got to be like, oh, you got to kind of start being a little selfless and start giving to other people. And when you give, you shall receive, right? Mm-hmm. So hopefully we'll touch base on that too and, kind of clear the air on some things. But I'm just kind of winging it right now. I'm just kind of letting people kind of come in before we get right into it. I like doing that. I like doing the intro and kind of killing, shooting the shit for the first 10 minutes and letting people kind of trickle in. But we got no tags. We ain't got no titles, so nobody's going to know what's up.
So plans for the weekend. We're supposed to be going camping.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Closer and closer.
It's funny. The last few days, I wasn't able to sleep. I'm all excited. I'm Lynn's dreading it. It's funny. It's you can see it's night and day. It's I'm super excited about it. And it's Lynn's first time going camping, and she's yeah, I don't know about
this. I've been on Pinterest looking for different ideas. What kind of hacks can I use while I'm camping in the woods?
I told you need a fan. You definitely need a fan, right? We need lights because it gets dark and it's oh shit, can't see shit. So you need lights. Mm-hmm. Other than that, you just need to have a good attitude because there's gonna be bugs everywhere.
I should be making a list right now. Fans, lights.
Yeah, fan, a light.
Are we gonna be able to do an open flame, a bonfire?
Yes. They actually sell wood and they have the little pit, so you can actually start the fire and all that if you want to do that. We kind of fell off because it was a pitch and a half to get the fire started. So we just stopped doing all that stuff. But yeah, you can do all that stuff. If you want to get some kind of, I wouldn't get bug spray. I don't like that shit. If you want to do a candle or something to kind of keep them away. So in the evenings, if we want
candles.
Yeah, if we want to chill out, play some dominoes, because that's what we like to do. We like to play some dominoes.
Yes, mosquito repellent.
Yeah. Yeah. That's our travel buddy.
Yep. She's coming with. We're going to take her into the woods.
Hopefully we come back. Nah, it's good times. It's fun. I love it. Weather's looking good. It's looking sunny. It's gonna be in the 80s. The water's gonna be cold, but hey, suck it up, Buttercup. Uno, yes,
cards. Yeah, some
I
cards
got
and stuff
Uno.
for us to
We
play.
got Uno. We got little Jenga. We got dominoes. We're gonna play all of it. Oh, she's excited too. I'm excited. I haven't been able to sleep. I was like, oh my god, my sister's coming. I really am cheesing.
It's
I really am
third.
cheesing.
I got like a ring notification from like the neighborhood, and it was like, huge fox sighted this morning. Keep your pets inside. I was like, ah!
They make the weirdest sounds. The foxes make the weirdest sounds. Like I know, you know, the song is like, what's the fox said? No, they're like some weird banty shit outside. And I'm sleeping at night. I'm like, what the? And so I had to like, somebody was like, it might be foxes. And I'm like, no, nuh-uh, that little fuzzy red thing, nuh-uh. So I looked it up and I actually saw on YouTube. And if you go right now, like fox sounds on YouTube, you can hear how crazy it is. It's insane the noise they make. I didn't even know that. I was like, yo, what the hell is that sound? Somebody had to put me on. I'm like one of those memes. I was this old. Yeah,
I was
today
years old.
Yep, today years old when I found out what the fox says. But yeah, no, I'm excited, man. I've been trying to get my sister out all summer long. Shit, it's been like a year now because I was trying last year too. It's like, yo, let's go. So you finally saying yes?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, they're the cutest things, but don't.
It's definitely gonna be a weird experience.
You're sleeping in your car. Come on. You're sheltered in your car.
I mean, the car's gonna be in the woods, you know, wrong turn.
Yeah, but you can lock it. I don't even lock it anymore. Listen, I got a saw top. Something could come in and get me.
Oh, geez. Someone at the park the other day was really cute. I've seen like baby foxes, like
yeah, they're the cutest thing. Just the noise they make is just
scary.
Insane. It'll kill you. It'll give you nightmares. But I love it. I love it. Well, it's I'm looking forward to this weekend. Even if listen, it could, I'm like, man, they could either love it or they could either hate it. But either way, I'm just gonna have a good time. That's the way I'm looking at it. We're going to the spot. We're gonna get some dancing in, live music. We're gonna get some beach donuts. What else we're doing? Oh man, love, good times. Oh, they're shopping too. The one spot I told you they have like all the little Harry Potter stores and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So do some shopping. It's gonna be fun time. My boys are working right now. They it's the pre-camping trip / start of school next week. So I'm like, yo, we got to get the house ready because if we're leaving tomorrow, you guys start school on Monday. So, we got to get this house, tip top. So they've been out there weed whacking, mowing the lawn. Ollie was messing with his toys, organizing. He's going to vacuum after the show. I told him you got to wait. I was like, I'll be fighting the vacuum. Yeah. I tell you what, you want a $1 billion idea? Figure out a silent vacuum cleaner.
Jeez.
Because those things make freaking so much noise, man.
They do.
I need to get a Roomba.
Big ones and the small ones. Even the Roomba makes sounds.
Yeah. Things make fucking crazy noise.
It's funny because I can hear it coming down the hallway when it's coming into my room.
It's like, no,
there's the vacuum. It's coming in.
It's coming to get you.
Yeah. You told me 2 things. I only wrote down 1, lights. What was the other one you told me? A
fan, because it does get hot at night. Man. Though I don't know, now that it's late August, it might be cooler. It definitely gets hot in the mornings. That's what I noticed. Like the fan really kicks in nice in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
But, fan, blankies. You got some blankets?
See y'all tomorrow.
Pillows.
Jenny, thank you for stopping in, jumping on the stream, saying hello.
Make sure you convince her to get that phone now and let's vlog it. Let's vlog the trip. That's what they want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see you in the vlog like day 2 of camping. Because I know day 1 y'all 2 are gonna try to look all pretty. I'm gonna be bumming it. Like, I'm in my element. I'm bumming it. Y'all are gonna try to look so pretty. And then by like Saturday, mid-Saturday, you're gonna be like, oh my God. Oh, we gotta go home. I need a regular shower.
Oh, I'm gonna feel all icky. It's gonna be hot too. Oh man.
You're gonna have a stench you never had before. Like, what's going on here?
Oh, not okay. Not okay.
Your hair's gonna be all frizzy. Cause what are you gonna do? You gonna bring all that stuff that you do your hair with?
I don't know. Maybe I'll braid my hair tonight.
That's smart. That's smart. Just keep it simple. We need an exit plan. Yeah, I know. I figured they're gonna cut it short. They were like, "We're out here. We're going to the hotel-y."
Yeah.
But it's cool because if you know, I went as short as we could go. You know, it was like a short drive, 4 hours, and then we can go like another hour out to like Ocean City. But Ocean City has a really nice water park. I told you about it. It's like a Western theme, and you can actually like rent out a caravan, which I want to do that. You know, the old like
oh, you told me about those. Yeah.
So yeah, and the kids could sleep in that. I think that would be so freaking awesome if we did that. Yeah. But that's like for next year. Yeah. Let me baby step it this year by getting you out into the tent. Not in a tent. You're just sleeping in the back of your car.
Yeah.
I think your kids will like it too. I think we're all gonna have fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Just gotta suck it up, Buttercup.
It's funny because my youngest, like, you know, the kids have started talking about it. So my youngest is like, "I'm not going camping. I'm not doing that."
Until he sees everybody else doing it, he's having so much fun with it.
Okay, I think he's gonna be the first one to be like, "Whoa, this is so
definitely
cool."
The first one. Yep. Setting it all up. Because as soon as we first get there, right, we check in and everything, then we got to set up camp, right? So we're all doing that, and they're like, they see like, yo, this is a reality. We're doing it. Like, I think they'll get out of that real quick. They're gonna be like, man, can we do it again? Because that's how my kids are. They're always like, when are we gonna go camping? When are we going camping? But see, my kids were like into it before we even left the house. Like they set up the tent back here, which it was good on you because you set up the tent at your house. Yeah. So they were sleeping out there, right? Mm-hmm. And they thought it was awesome, right? So it's just the same thing.
They've
and then you got
used
the beach.
To it now. They're like, okay,
right. Okay. You're gonna have the beach, the pool, you know. Luckily, we also have Paradise Grill, which is gonna set it off. That's like the icing on the cake. Oh, can't wait. Can't wait. I'm so excited. All right. So let's get into the show. Yeah, because we're late, man. It's almost noon, man. Yeah. It's almost noon. We were supposed to have a title on here, but we forgot it because we were having a deep conversation prior. That's why we were late. But the title is Should He Pay? That was what we're going to title it later. It's going to be Should He Pay, right? As we're talking about dating, talking about relationships, and we're going to start with we're going to go into a clip as far as like who should pay on the first date. And this is like a dating coach who he's really good because he's a good-looking, attractive guy, and he's like a dating coach for women. So it's kind of like women's mindset as far as like their expectations, because like I said, women's expectations, like guys are just like, hey, I just want somebody who's nice. Women's expectations are like all the way up here. And so it's like kind of like bring it down. Like guys got to like raise their expectations just a little bit, right? Have some boundaries, and women got to raise it down, bring theirs down, and meet in the middle and say, hey, we're just people, we're average people. Stop having these crazy expectations. We're average people. And if we're looking to develop something long term, let's start it from the get-go, at the beginning. So yeah, and then we got a Reddit article where it's more like later on down the road in the relationship, some of the expectations is like, oh, you're supposed to take care of my bills and my rent and all this other stuff. And it's like, so what are you using me for? Am I your wallet? Right. Or am I your significant other, right? So that's cool. And then hopefully you guys could jump in, tell us your experience. Maybe we should drop the link so that way if they want to have a conversation, jump on, talk to us, that'd be great. Nobody has talked to us yet. I really want somebody to come in and have a conversation with us. But
right, so that's done in the comments, and let's get over to the video. Oh, let's do full screen.
Yeah, full screen. Started from I think. Oh yeah, you are from the beginning. Perfect. Yeah. And you have the volume up. Cool. And then just be ready to pause so that way we can interject, because I just don't want to play it full.
Well, I'm in full screen, so I can't see you if you're telling me to pause.
Oh shit! You can't see what I'm seeing right now? I see all three screens.
No. I'm actually in full screen with what I'm sharing.
Okay, so you want me to verbally say pause?
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
All right.
Let's have one more question. We had this person at the back in the stripes. Yeah, let's hear from you.
Can you turn it up?
During the dating period, after like 4 or 5 months of dating, I just wondering at what point does it get you have to pay, the woman have to pay when they go out? The guy is asking that there should be half and half at that point.
At what point?
When you already been dating for 4 or 5 months.
Right.
All right, so pause it, Lynn, so I could kind of clear because it's kind of low, which
Mm-hmm.
is fine. I'll just kind of go over because I saw it before we jumped on. So
Okay.
she came up and she's asking at what point, we're dating 4 or 5 months into the relationship. At what point should we go half, or should the woman start offering to pay?
Mm-hmm.
That's her initial question. And so I'm guessing he kind of misheard her, and he was like, "Well, let's clear out the room. And let's just say, first date." And so he brought it back to the first date. So that's what he's going to say right now. So let's go ahead and watch that.
Look, okay. To give you a quick answer on, firstly, I think we should just deal with the who should pay thing to begin with. When you're on a date, who should pay?
I know. I mean, that's what I told them. I'm sorry.
But-
Say, we're dating.
But okay. He's supposed to pay.
That's
You're,
what I
su-
told
I, like, you're supposed to have sex with him whenever he says.
them.
No. Pause it. I love that reaction. No. She's like, no.
Well, because I also feel like, this is always the argument. It's always like, oh, well, if a guy's providing financially and the girl has to put out, one has nothing to do with the other. Like, as a
So,
woman, I'm only
explain
gonna
to me
put
what-
out
but-
if you and
but
I
it-
have like a different, like intimate connection. It's not
But
just like, hey, let's, gates are open.
I get it, but look at it this way. It's like, and that's you and your feels, right? That's women in their feels. Women are very emotional and they always feel like that. They're like, oh, sexual, it has to be, I got to feel connected to the person. I got to feel this, I got to feel that, right?
Right.
But once again, it's like, what is a guy's sole motivation for dating is what? Right? It's the meme. Guys want one thing and one thing only, and it's
But that's
disgusting,
not
right?
true.
That's the
I feel like
meme.
that's not the reason why people date. Like, you're saying that's all that guys
For-
want? Like, if that's all that
For
guys
the
want, that's what ends
majority.
up.
I'm not talking about unicorns. I'm not talking about the 2%. I'm talking about 80% of guys, right, are looking for a connection, either physical, and maybe some of them are looking for that connection emotional, right? But for the majority of them, a man is looking for a connection physically, right?
Okay.
So women know this going in, and women play coy. They try to act like, oh, well, just because you want that doesn't mean you're gonna get that, right? But then it's like guaranteed, like, oh, but if we're going on a first date, you gotta guarantee pay this date. It's like, but if I know you're going for my resources, right? Why can't I go for your, physical, right? To keep
Right.
it clean. Why can't I have the going into this first date with the intentions of being physical if I know guarantee that you're going in this first date with the intentions of me being resourceful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you won't date a broke ass dude, right?
Right.
Right? That's not you have boundaries. You better have money, and you better show that money on the first date. So it's like, why? And I don't want to make it seem like guys are dogs and women are going to be like, oh, guys are all dogs. That's all they want. But this is what they want. So if you know this is what guys want, if you don't want that on the first date, why not curb your desire for the resources? On the first date, be like, listen, I'm paying for myself because I'm not putting out.
Because I feel like, again, one has nothing to do with the other. One has nothing to do with the other. Like, if a guy pays or if he doesn't pay, he may still get lucky that night.
But you still got lucky. Women's are 100% lucky. Guys got to roll the dice 50-50. I don't understand. And it's not even 50-50. It's more like 70-30, right? It's like, who wants to gamble with those odds? I would not play in Vegas tables if the odds are 80-20 against me. Like, who plays with those odds?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and yet women will play with the odds if it's 100-0 for them, in favor for them. It's like, you got to understand that. And it's like, if this is where we're leading in modern day culture, right? Modern women, you guys are independent, you're strong, you're independent, you're working, you got your own money. And, I'm giving you my time to see if we can vibe, if there's something there, right? And you're telling me there's no chance of us hooking up on the first date, which is what I want, then you should not get what you want, which is a free dinner. Like, is that so crazy? Like, I'm like,
I feel like it's such a difficult concept for men to understand. Like, just because the man pays that night. All right, let me bring this back. I feel like it's not automatically like, oh, the guy has to pay for dinner. But I feel like most men, like, they have that sense of like pride, like, oh yeah, like, I'm the guy, I am gonna pay. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that. I see nothing wrong with the guy feeling like, oh yeah, I should cover the meal or whatever. Like, you are showing your resources. You are trying to bait a woman in, but you're not going to get it that night. It's a game. It's a long-term game. And honestly, for these women that are sleeping with men on first nights, like, you're messing it up for everyone else. You should have a 90-day rule, ladies. Don't sleep with no man.
That, you know what? That is true. That is true. And I will give you that. There is an abundance now, and ladies, you've made it absolutely clear that you can get it on the first date. You're right. A lot of ladies has messed it up for you in that sense. It's like, well, damn, I can't wait. Wait, you said how many? You should wait till what?
I said 90 days, but that's just like.
I was like, no, the rule was like the third date. By the third date, that was the rule. Right?
That
used to be the old
date rule. It's supposed to be.
No, it was the third date. That was like
kind of clear. Like, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be 30 days. 30 days.
30 days, man.
30 days. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a full month before you're supposed to put out.
All right, let's go to some of the comments, and then we'll continue the take, because I love his take on it, and we'll just go on it, because, like I said, I love his take. So let's just see some of the comments, because they're going in.
Drunk. I walk in and raise.
Thank you, Joe.
Oh, Lord. Why is getting considered lucky? Women act like sex is a one-sided exchange.
For real, like, they don't enjoy it themselves too. It's like, if we're vibing,
in a lot of instances, it is a one-sided exchange. Not only that, but like, men have this like glorified expectation that women are supposed to come every time they have sex, and that's not true. Like, sex isn't the same for women as it is for men. For men, like, any little thing triggers an erection. For women, like, we need to be prepared. We need that foreplay. We need that time before the actual, like, hey, let's get it on.
Well, women, I mean, men are not like that either. There's some times where if a man's not feeling it, that's why, he can't get it up.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, the worst type of sex is like a starfish sex, the way she just lays down and do nothing. It's like, God, geez, I could have just gotten a sex doll at this point. It's like, you're not going to put no effort into it. It's
right.
Like, come on. It's like, men have, like, I hate this, like this whole thing that it seems like men will fuck anything. Mm-hmm. It's like, some men are like that, but like, me personally, I like to be touched. I like to be aroused. I like to see that the woman's into me. Like, right. that gets me into her, I like it's give, like what Drunk is saying here. Like, women tend to make it a one-sided thing where, your best passionate sex is when both parties are into it, mm-hmm. right? When both parties are into it, that's when you make memorable magic, right?
Right.
It's like, but most women coming into it is like, and it's not Drunk. You got to understand, it's not about the sex. It's not that it's one side or anything like that. It's the power. It's the power that sex has. It's like, you don't want to give up that power. You want to have that power going into a relationship, and that's a bad way to go into a relationship. Holding something over somebody's head and say, this is the power. It's also a
bad way to go into a relationship if you're putting out on the first night, because then there are multiple things that are happening. First off, once a woman sleeps with a man, usually they have like some kind of like, they have a desire for that man. They want to have something more with that man. They don't want to feel like, hey, I put out for this man and now this man's not going to call me back.
I get that. And now a lot of women do that. And now a lot of women are saying, look, you know what? He looked good, and I just used him as much as he used me. That's what we are in this dating age. It's like, with the hookup culture, a lot of women are just doing that. They're like, hey, he looked good, right? We went, and I just had my fun. And that's okay. But you got to understand, too, that Oh, I lost my train of thought. Let's just go.
But you also have to think that, like, once a woman puts out on the first date, the chances of that guy sticking around and getting to know her and wanting to know more about her, like, it goes down. Ladies, if you're sleeping over on the first date, he wants nothing to do with you. He already got what he wanted and he's done. He paid for your dinner. You've had sex. Boom, you're a whore. Like, what the hell?
Not necessarily, Lynn. I mean, going back to your whole connection thing, what if, like, if there's, you know, what about the whole thing of, like, love at first sight,
I'm going to skip all of Drunk's other comments because this one supports what I said, and I'm going to click on this one next.
No, you got to go through the whole flow of it. Let's go. You can't skip around.
So Drunk is lit right now. He is into this. He said, I personally don't expect to hook up on the first date unless it's already been talked about. I understand where women come from because sex is the only leverage they have to getting a long-term commitment. I don't know about that. I feel like, you know, like, I feel like for men and women, we're looking for somebody who we're going to build with, somebody long-term that we're going to have like that, you know, fairy tale ending with. And I think that, like, if you do add sex into the mix too quickly, the man is going to lose respect for you. And I do feel as though if, you know, you wait too long, you know, like, there's going to be other opportunities for both parties. There's going to be other opportunities for both parties. And
plus, you gotta also understand, like, women work on the whole thing of chemistry, right? Oh, it's their chemistry. It's their chemistry. This is the reason why you can't knock sex on the first date either, because if the chemistry is strong between these two people, you never know. They might hit it off and they could have a 20-year marriage, right? Mm-hmm. Or waiting too long, the chemistry can fizzle out too. Right, so you gotta understand the whole chemistry. That's what women, like, always talk about, chemistry. Now, going back to Drunk's other comment when he was like, I don't expect it on the first date. Most men don't. Most men don't. However, men have this weird sense, and this is why I keep telling guys, you got to read No More Mr. Nice Guy. It's a great book. It's like they have a weird sense that they could buy a favor. Mm-hmm. Like, if I pay for the date, if I take her somewhere nice, I've heard guys take women to a steakhouse. Mm-hmm. On the first date. I don't even take my boys to a steakhouse when we go out to eat, right? We might go somewhere nice, but with a steakhouse, like Morton's and shit, he's spending $200 on a bill and he doesn't even know if he's getting anything. Mm-hmm. I'm like, come on. I hear those stories and I'm like, I'm scratching my head, like, what? This is crazy. Or like, by the third date, I've heard this story too. Like, you know, first date, he took her somewhere nice. By the third date, you know, be it maybe like timing falls where it's her birthday and he'll go and get like this exotic location, like, oh, I'm gonna take you somewhere here and I'm gonna take you somewhere there, and it's like, you just met this chick, and then he's mad because she bailed on him because she went with her girlfriends to go celebrate her birthday. It's like, you just met this chick, why do you feel like you have to spend so much money?
Right.
And that's how men are being programmed, that they think relationships is transactional and they have to, the more money they spend, the more chances they are at winning the table. When it's like, yo, you're gambling and the house always wins.
Yeah, that's not the case. When you lead with your money, that's the type of relationship that you're creating in that relationship. If you lead with your money, the expectation is going to be that you're going to continue to do that.
Right.
You know, you can't just fizzle off halfway through.
But you don't think women are kind of in that when they're leading with the expectations of having the dinner paid and have everything paid and the guy has to do all this? It's like, well, you're leading it transactionally too. The guy
needs to gauge things better too, because I've gone on first dates where we go to like Panera, and I've gone on first dates where we actually like dress up and go to like a nice restaurant. So it really needs to be the guy who sets that standard and say, hey, like, you know, have we been talking for a while? Do I want to take her someplace nice? Or am I just meeting this woman for the first time? Let's grab coffee and a donut and see if we can even stand each other.
So what do you think should be the average to spend on a date? Now, mind you, the date is this is the first time you've seen this person. You're getting to know the person. This is a complete stranger. Mm-hmm. And you could possibly be doing 5 dates a week if you're trying to find somebody, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you're swiping on Tinder, you're lining up the dates.
You're dating 5 people a week. You're not trying to find nobody. I'll let you know now. If you're dating if you're going on 5 dates in a week, you're just looking for sex.
Are you thinking? You sure about that?
Absolutely.
You sure about that?
Because why are you sitting here and taking girls out to date every single night and lining things up every single night if you're trying to meet somebody?
With the way the dating scene is nowadays, you're going through some numbers. You're going through if you're doing it the right way, you gotta weed out a lot of people to find the right one, right? Mm-hmm. Going through the weeds to find the flower, right?
Yeah,
So
you see, like
you're
Drunk said, this is why first date you make it a lunch date. No expectations on either side.
right, but let me get to my question because Lynn kind of
Okay.
interrupted me. So what
Okay.
do you think a guy? What would you tell guys that they should set their cap on for a date? Now I'm gonna
Like
tell you what
price
I've
wise.
been hearing.
Price wise.
Yeah, price wise, like what should be
I think it
their
depends on where
budget
you
on a date?
live. I think it depends on where you live. I think that you can, go to maybe a diner, and spend $50 for two people,
You're
versus
telling them
going to like
50?
say, yeah, versus saying going to like, I don't know. It depends
So
on.
if this guy goes, let's say he lines up 3 women, right?
Mhm,
He's swiping on Tinder. He lines up 3 women
mhm.
for the week, and he may not even have the expectation of sex. He's just trying to line them up, and I'm telling you, Lynn, most times most dates are a dud,
Mhm.
right? She could be on her phone the whole time. She could just not be into it. It just there's no
Right.
connection there,
Which
right?
is why you don't take girls out to dinner as the first date.
But you're saying $50 is the cap, so they're spending $150 just dating. Do you understand why this is not feasible for men in this day and age? Where it's like we're holding this standard on men, traditional standards, be a gentleman. And that's how they bash you. They're like, oh, you're not a gentleman if you don't do this.
Mhm.
But then the reality is like men are out dough, hard-earned money, trying to
Mhm.
find somebody that most of these women are not really into.
Okay, but if you're taking three different girls on dates in 1 week, you're not looking to connect with anybody. You're looking for sex. You're looking the wrong way. Why are you taking anyone out on a date where you have to spend money if you don't even know if you like the person yet? Like just because you
So then
connected on
that's
some
why I asked you.
site,
That's
you
why I
don't
asked
say,
you
"Hey,
what the
let's go
budget should
meet."
be.
But it's
Honestly,
not
this is
about
what
the
I
money.
tell.
You're
This is what I
jumping ahead
told
of the
guys,
game.
and I told guys this. I was like, don't spend no more than 10 or 20 bucks on a date. Go for coffee. Go for ice
Mhm.
cream. It's the first date. You're just trying to weed
Ice
her
cream
out.
is cute. Ice cream's a safe one.
Like you're
Smoothies,
just
I
trying.
say
You're
smoothies.
just trying to weed them out. And like
Mhm.
you really and this I hate to say it, but you don't understand it. For guys, it's a high number game. Like you got to source and get as many women as you can line up because most of the time you're getting rejected. So you got to source it. You got to have 5 dates lined up because there might be 2 that's a possibility, and then one's gonna fizzle out. There's gonna listen. You have 5 dates lined up. 2 of them are gonna flake on you. 2 of them are gonna ghost. They're gonna flake. They're gonna something else is gonna come out, and then the other 2 there's not gonna be any chemistry, and then one there's gonna be like maybe, and then you got to do it again next week. So that's why you got to pace yourself budget wise. And it's like, it's crazy when you say something like that, like, yo, go on a coffee or ice cream date for your first date. And people are looking at you like, nah, man, nah, player. You're not going to get no action like that. I've heard there's men channels out here on YouTube that I'm not saying McDonald's. I'm saying, listen, I'll meet you at Starbucks. You can get a coffee and we could talk a little bit to see if we got any chemistry. And then we're stepping up. Like this is if they're making you have to pay, like you are the gentleman, you have to pay, that you got to control your wallet.
That's
You
true.
got to control your wallet. And on these
That is
channels,
true.
these guys' channels, they're literally telling them your budget is $100. And I'm like, when you're getting shot down as much as men are in this
That's what
day and
Drunk
age,
said.
how are you going to say $100 if you're going on 5 dates? That's $500. That's a car payment.
Because you shouldn't be going on 5 dates. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not making sense. You need to gauge the person that you're asking out to begin with. Like if you haven't spoken on the phone and you haven't FaceTimed, you should not be taking them to a full dinner because they could be on their phone. You could be bored.
Listen, Lynn, on Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble, most connections fizzle out. They're not gonna have. There's even women that say that I'm not looking for a chat buddy. Because guys are trying to do that. They're trying to talk to them. They're trying to communicate with them. Women are like, no, either take me out, wine and dine me. Let's see. Like, that's not feasible for a guy.
So how long do you go, trying whatever it is, trying to connect with people on these sites before you say, I'm just not going to try anymore. You're not going to meet the person you're looking for within the first week. You're not going to find the love of your life on Bumble in a month. Like you have to do it for a while. It's a long-term game.
I think
for somebody who texts you back and forth, who just naturally has conversation with you, and then pursue that one for that $100 date.
I think, Lynn, what you don't have on understanding is how much guys get rejected in dating.
Mm-hmm. So what? You get rejected. Same thing with sales. Just keep going. You'll eventually get something.
So if you got to realize, like, if for every 10 women a guy approaches or talks to, his likelihood is like he's gonna get rejected 80% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
This is why, like, a lot of these guys out here that I see on YouTube and stuff, they're like all they're even when a guy goes out and they'll be in a club or somewhere and they're talking to a girl, they're like, if you're talking to a girl for more than 30 minutes, if you're talking to her an hour, you're wasting your time. You should be sourcing. You should be looking for other things because you're gonna get rejected. It's all a numbers game. It's like you plus
You
if
can't
it's a
be in a
numbers game,
rush to win, though. You cannot be in a rush to find somebody, where
but
you're taking everybody on
that's
dates
where I
because
was
you
gonna
want to find somebody so desperately. You're just gonna
That's
find
not
the
what I'm
wrong
saying either.
one.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that women are going to reject men more than men reject women. That's just true facts. But what
Okay.
I'm also saying is you also got to weed out. So you're weeding out the fact that you're going to get rejected. And then you also got to realize that you also got to weed out the bad ones, the ones with the red flags. And you're like, nah, she's trouble. And so you got to, it's like, like you don't understand. You got to go through a lot of numbers before you find the one you're like, oh my God, she's a winner.
And that's fine. That's fine. I was on a dating app for an entire year before I found a guy who I even thought like, yeah, maybe I could find something more with this.
Yeah, and it didn't work out. So even then, it's like that's oh man, a whole year. It's like a whole year. You finally pick somebody, and then it fizzles out.
Yeah, you see, Drunk is very picky about the women he shoots his shot
Right.
at.
So
He's really
even if you're
picky.
picky, they're even listen, Drunk. You're picky, cool. But as much as men could be picky, women are even more. Whatever you want to take that level, heighten that level. Like women do not know how to be average. They do not say, "Oh, I'm an average woman. I'm looking for an average guy." That's all. No, that's bullshit. They believe that they're here and they deserve this up here. So they're constantly rejecting anybody below that. Let's continue the video. I feel we lost track of it.
We sure did. All right, let's see. Full screen. All right.
Where does this double standard come from? I'm sorry, it's the reality. You guys can moan at it all you want, but the moment you say to a guy, you have to fucking pay for my time, you're saying this relationship isn't equal. This relationship isn't equal. My time is worth more than yours, so you should pay for it. I wonder what paradigm that sets up. Here's mine. If you go on a date with a guy and you don't offer to pay your share, you weren't taught right. If you go on a date and he doesn't pay, he wasn't taught right. I can tell you right now, if I was dating someone and they never offered to pay, I wouldn't be dating them. I can tell you that now. If they never offered to pay, I would not be dating them because I'd say, this is the most polite they're ever going to be. And they're not even trying to pay now.
Pause. We gotta chop that up. So you the first date, this is the most polite they're gonna be, and they don't even offer to pay. They come into the room with this whole like, he better treat me like a queen, he better pay for me because he's a gentleman, all this stuff. This is how they're walking into the room. And this is like first impressions, right? First impressions are the most important, right? They tell you that. I know when it comes to business, like if I'm meeting somebody for the first time, I kind of extra iron out my shirt. I make sure, my suit's fresh from the dry cleaning. It's like, yo, this is a big wig. First time I'm meeting them, first impressions. You can never redo the first impression, right? That's what dates are. So dates are is like, I'm weeding you, you're weeding me to see if there's a connection here, to see if we could take it up to the next level, right? Whatever that next level may be. And my man said it so clear. He was like, if she doesn't even offer to pay her share, she wasn't raised right. So then why would you want to continue that?
So John said, technically, a woman's time is worth more dating wise, because she can walk outside and say, I want sex, and 20 guys would line up. Man. So I like what he said, that if the woman doesn't offer, to contribute, she wasn't raised right. And if the guy doesn't pay, he wasn't raised right. Because that's, it brings it down to the, forget about the double standard. Like, these are the basics. This is what it should be. And I have Personally, I offered once to cover my portion, and they were like, "Oh no, I've got it." I was like, "Yes," because I really didn't want to pay.
And I guarantee you just.
And after that, I haven't.
I guarantee
haven't
you,
offered since.
and I guarantee the date didn't go nowhere, the relationship didn't go nowhere, and it's just free dinner for Lynn.
Oh man.
But see, but once again, this goes back to like if you're meeting up for coffee or ice cream for the first date, it's something that's $5-10, and she doesn't even offer to cover $5-10 of her share. Like, do you really want to get into that? Mm-hmm. And then these guys are wondering because
no.
Oh
hell no. All right, I'm gonna stop you right there because if we're doing a little $5-10 thing, I'm not offering to pay. If you can't buy my ice cream, there's an issue there. If you can't buy my coffee, there's an issue there.
But now you stopped
me. If you want me to go to a steakhouse because that's the kind of
lifestyle I would never take you to the steakhouse. Because now I'm making an assumption that you could. First off, like I don't even know why guys are taking women to steakhouses. You're making an assumption that she could pay for a steakhouse? Come on, man. Like you gotta make her feel guilty, especially if the date doesn't go anywhere. Like listen, if we go and we meet up and like there's no chemistry, like shouldn't you pay your half and keep moving? Like there's no chemistry and you expect me to pay the whole damn bill? Like come on, that's crazy. But listen, you guys can keep calling me that I'm cheap from the beginning, but you know what? I'm setting a precedent because now I hear all these stories where these guys are like upside down in debt because they were leading with their wallet. They cleared out their bank account. They racked up all their credit cards, right? They're pretty much on the verge of bankruptcy. Where did that start? That started with the first date and how you set the tone on the first date. Right. You didn't take her somewhere like, oh, let's just meet up for coffee. No, you took her to the damn steakhouse. Mm-hmm. And now she thinks you're balling, and the whole time you said you're keeping up this facade, right? This whole image that you can't afford. Like, why are guys thinking like this? I don't understand that. And it's all because of what? The power of the pussy? Oh, shoot, sorry. I gotta watch my language. The party of the JJ? The who now? Like, I don't understand it. Yeah, fellas, don't set that precedent, man. You laugh now.
Drunk is writing up an entire story for us. He's got a story for us.
Listen. I don't. Oh, he wants to jump on?
No. Drunk, he's not gonna jump on. He's gonna send us through text.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right,
so I'm gonna give you a minute to finish up your story.
Nope. Oh yeah. Let me just finish up my last train of thought. It's like, listen, I'd rather have her thinking I'm cheap from the get-go, so I'm not leading with my wallet, and then show her my lifestyle later, than living outside of my means from the get-go. Guys, you're doing it wrong. Don't be worried that she's judging you that you're cheap. Get to know the person. If she's really into you, she's not going to care where the venue is.
That's true.
Now, if she's materialistic, she's going to want you to spend that dough. And that's how you know she's riding you, man.
And that's also how you weed them out is by doing like that quick lunch date. Like, hey, let's meet for coffee. Hey, let's meet for ice cream. Because you know what? That takes off the pressure. And if either one of you feel like, there's no chemistry, you don't have to wait for, the main course and then dessert. And like, it's so much more involved when you sit down at dinner with somebody than if you just meet them somewhere quick for, a chat.
Plus, the other thing is, like, if you lead with your wallet and you're living a lifestyle that you can't afford, right? Mm-hmm. Think about how much better your life would be if you lived under your means. We've always said that, right? We said, like, look, we have a budget, we're living under our means, and we're living the best lives that we could possibly have. Why would you want somebody in your life that seems like they're materialistic and they're chasing after all that stuff that they can't afford themselves? It's like, why not set a precedent where you're dating with somebody where you kind of enjoy each other's connection by doing free shit?
Right.
It's like now you guys can constantly be doing dope ass stuff, constantly going on dates, constantly living life, having a blast, and it's not hurting anybody's pocket. Like, this is a reason why we live in a society where everybody's upside down in debt. Mm-hmm. It's like because everybody wants to live outside of their means. Everybody's materialistic.
Yeah.
How do we stop that? We stop that right here. Be like, yo, let's meet up for coffee. I know a great coffee spot. Even listen, you don't want to find margaritas. You like margaritas? Let's go for a drink. Buy one drink.
I don't know when you offer to take somebody drinking, that feels kind of like strings attached. Like you're trying to like inhibit their.
Oh,
right
yeah?
and wrong
Yeah,
meter.
okay.
You're trying to
All
take
right.
them home. Like, that's not, don't do that. Because again, you're going to find the wrong type of women.
Well, drinks, asking if you like drinks is great when you're meeting somebody out and about. Because
Mhm.
like if you're out in let's say at a lounge or a bar or even at the spot at a club, you know, you already know they like to go out. So you could that's a great opener. Be like, hey, there's a connection here, you know, do you like margaritas? I know a great spot. And then that's how you could set up the next date, you know?
There you go.
So but I get what you're saying off of Tinder, like, yo, you want to grab drinks? But you know what? Some guys feel like asking for coffee or ice cream is kind of corny, where
Yeah.
drinks is a little more mature. And I get what you're saying. It's like, oh, I don't know about that. And you know what? Women, good on you if you want to be hesitant. You know, there are some creeps out there. I'll admit it. There's some guys out there that need help. All right, so junk's going in. You want to start?
Yeah, I'll start reading through it. Okay, so I went on a date with a female to the nicest Italian restaurant in the city, and it was a double date.
Okay.
I expected to spend about $100 or so, $100. So she ordered a pizza and some cheesy bread, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm totaling the bill in my head because he was like 21 at the time.
Uh-huh.
He said the waiter told her, hey, you can put any toppings you want on the cheesy bread. She literally loaded up the cheese bread with the most expensive toppings and ordered hella drinks. Ooh. I was pissed, but I played it cool. The bill came to $200. My boy is the person I knew on the double date. He was laughing so hard.
Yes. And you should feel a certain type of way. At that point, you are a joke. You are a joke and drunk. It happened to me before. I went on a date and Shorty ordered 2 plates and she took leftovers home. Never heard from her again. So I got played. And at that point, they want you. They're like, you know what they're saying in their head? They're saying in their head, I wish a motherfucker would. That's what they're saying. Like they wish that you would say, nah, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like they're testing you. And then like, listen, in dating, women love to do a thing called shit testing. Like they love to test the dude to see if the dude has frame, if he's really man enough, like he says he is, right? Like, are you who you say you are? They test you all the time. And that's the first thing. That's the first way they test you is at the date. Are you a punk? Are you going to pick up this bill? And are you going to let me run you up? And I don't know. To me, that's not a great way to start a date. I don't know. I personally wouldn't want to do that. Like I said, I'd rather her be thinking I'm a cheapo or I'm a broke mofo because I know who I am. I'm confident in who I am. I know I got my 2 homes, 2 cars. I'm living good, but I got a budget. I'm not going to break that budget for somebody I just met. Like if I'm not, like I said, my boys that I grew up with, that are ride or die, that has always been at my back through a thick and thin. If I'm not spending $200 on my boys on dinner, why would I spend it on a shorty I just met?
Right.
I don't get that.
So back to drunk. Now we were about to leave. She told me she'd take me home because I didn't have a car. I did get lucky, but I was still pissed and never talked to her again. I was 21 and didn't know any better. That was like my 3rd full out real date with a random female.
Yeah. And the sad part about it is
that's difficult because what do you even say? Like, I don't know.
You don't, because if you
I've
don't
never done something like that to a guy. What the hell do you say to this chick?
You don't, because if you say something, they're gonna label you. You're broke. You're not a gentleman. You know, you're a bum. They're gonna shame you. That's the tactics. They shame you into guilting you into doing these kind of things. And it's like, no, guys, fellas, no. You got to understand there's women out here. Lynn is not like that. But there are women out here.
Lynn's trying to learn. Fuck that. Good girl gone bad. Lynn's trying to learn.
You're gonna run them up now? You're like,
shit,
guys are doing this? That's what scares me about telling Lynn about like what's going on in the real world. Because she's like, wait, you could do that?
What? Let me learn, man.
She's getting turned on to it. Like, wait a minute, it's my turn.
Yeah.
I love it because Lynn's like, wait, what? Lynn is so naive when it comes to all this stuff. And so she's like, wait a minute. I could get a full star steak dinner? All right, let's finish the video.
Drunk said he told the story to let Lynn know why dudes are the way they are when it comes to dates. You see, I had no idea.
But guys, listen, you gotta come reserved.
It's a small town for me. I come from a small town.
Yeah, Lynn is Lynn is very sheltered when it comes to the world. Like Lynn and my mom, like I told them, like, yo, I'm out here,
Jeez.
this is stuff that's going on, blah, blah, blah. And they wouldn't believe me. They thought I was like women hating, right? Until they started seeing it with their own eyes. And they're like, oh shit, Ray's right. I've been vindicated after all these years. uh, I love it. But you know what? One of the things he said though, and I really do like it, and I gauge it. I gauge it before we even get to the date. Like if I go and let's say I pick her up. I used to, drive and I'll pick her up. And one of the things I was taught was that you got to open the door for her, right?
Mhm.
But I saw this in a movie and I was like, yo, she should, when you open the door for her and she gets in and you close the door, she should reach over and try to open the door for you from the inside. If she doesn't do that,
Relax.
drop her ass. Drop her ass.
Relax. Because you saw it in the movie, you sound dumb.
Listen, no, but that happened.
You saw it
And
on
when I
TV.
saw that, there was like two shorties. I did three shorties that I dated that they did that, and I was like, yo, I felt some type of way. I really did felt special, especially one who was like really struggling trying to reach it. She couldn't reach the door because she was like a short little thing. And listen, guys want to feel special too. Like we don't want to feel like we're just like a wallet or just a meat shield when somebody's popping off around. Like we want to feel special too, and those are the little things women can do to make a guy feel a certain type of way. You wouldn't reach out and try to open the door for your man?
I've never seen that before. No, I never even thought about that. It never crossed my mind. I don't know.
Yeah, I had shorty do that. I was like, yo, felt a certain type of way. I was like, man, I feel like the king.
I will say, like, say if it's like raining or something, and I see like the guy is coming to my side, I'm like, dude, just hop in the car. Don't worry about it. Like, I can open my own door, like I'll save you from like being in the rain or if like it's freezing cold, just hurry up and get in the car. But like if you want to open the door for me, like I'm gonna let you open the door for me in general.
I don't, the one that gets me is the women who stand there, and I'll just let them stand. At that point, I want to open the door. I was like, yo, if you expected something, I do a left curve. I throw a curveball at you. I'm like,
I have stood there. And you know what it is? I noticed that like if a guy is the kind of guy that he usually opens the door, and if he's just like maybe like in a funky mood or something, and like he just chooses not to, I'll wait patiently.
No, I'm like, you got hands.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, you're that mad. And at that point, like, I would open my door for myself, but I would definitely, like, kind of, like, pick on the guy. Like, yeah, you're that mad? You can't get my door for me? Tadashi, welcome to the stream.
Welcome back, brother. Welcome back.
Let's see, I had a female share her umbrella with me on a date.
Right?
And no lie, it felt amazing.
That's what I'm talking about, Drunk, right? Like, we don't listen. Guys get shitted on all the time. And it's nice when a girl goes out of their way to show some kind of affection. It's like you guys get it all the time. Guys are opening doors for you, sending you flowers, all this corny ass shit. Guys don't get none of that. Like a little love, just a little love sometimes make you feel like a king, right, Drunk? That's what I'm saying. Drunk's like, yo, she barely was in the umbrella and she gave it all to me, and I felt like a king.
Yeah, it had started pouring. Yep, she had it in her bag. We
were both under it, and and you know what though? But those are the kind of connections you see in the rom-coms, right? That's like the romantic moment. But why is it a romantic moment? Because both parties, both people care. There's a caring, there's a tenderness in it, right? Mm-hmm. There's like a sense of like, listen, it's not one-sided. It's like, why can't we get back to that? It's like, it's funny too, because women love watching rom-coms. They love seeing the man go out of their way and do all this for the girl and show their love and affection. And it's like, you can't do the same. Like, you don't think this human being, just because he has, balls or whatever, he can't feel a certain type of way.
Damn. All right, Tadashi, what's the topic today? We are talking about just relationship advice. We pulled up
dating. It's we're gonna label the video. We forgot the label, but it's should he pay? That's the question mark, and that's the question. So right now we're watching a clip, which is who pays on the first date, and then we also have a Reddit article, which is like kind of a little bit further down the line as far as like paying and stuff like that. But that's all we're doing. We're just riffing as far as dating and first date.
Tristan, the only time I'll get flowers is at my funeral.
Tish is a cold-hearted dude. Tish is a cold-hearted dude. Oh no, he said that's the only time he's gonna get flowers.
The
Yeah,
only
oh
time
yeah,
he's gonna
right.
get flowers.
I read that backwards. No, you're 100% right, Tris. That's the only time I'm gonna get flowers too. I'm gonna get a nice bouquet. I'm gonna be like, man, this is dope. Too bad I'm dead.
All right,
I love this episode.
You know
Thank you.
what?
Listen, guys.
You know
Thank
what?
you.
I have gone, above and beyond for boyfriends. And like I said, like at this point in my life, it's like, fuck it, good girl gone bad. Because like, it's like, I feel I can kind of empathize with guys when you're putting effort into something and you're not feeling it reciprocated. I could definitely understand like that kind of like feeling
So
that you guys have on it.
but you know what, Lynn? What it sounds like is like you were the dude in all this stuff, right? You picked bad guys, right?
Mhm.
You were the good girl, and they shitted on you. That doesn't mean you stop being the good girl. That just means you have better. It means you have better boundaries. You select
God
better.
damn it.
Your picker was off. Stop picking, bad dudes.
Mhm.
Start picking some of the good guys out there, because I'm telling you, look at John. He was like, yo, to this day, yo, she shared her umbrella with me, and I felt a hole in here. My heart grew 3 times the size.
All right, let's see. Go back to the video.
But look, let me come at this from a different angle. I will always treat my partner how I would treat my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't apply a different standard to my partner than my best friend. I wouldn't say to my best friend, let's always go out to dinner and you always pay. I'd say, let's be teammates here in whatever way we can. And maybe, by the way, proportionately, what you can do is less than what he can do. That's a different thing. If he says to you, I want to go stay at the top hotel in Big Sur this weekend, and it's $1,500 a night, and you say, I don't have the money. It's his job to say, it doesn't matter. I didn't do it so you can pay. I did it because I want to go and I want to take you. Right? That's what that is, right? Or if you both agree to go on holiday and you have a fifth of his earning potential, you say, I want to contribute to a fifth of this holiday. It's overly simplistic, but you get what I'm saying, right? I'll contribute on the level I can contribute. Let me tell you what means something to a guy. Trying. That means something to a guy. When he feels that you're trying to contribute, that's when he feels used. Because any guy who's really confident and self-respecting, if the woman never is even trying to contribute, he feels like he's being taken advantage of. And it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with the lack of gesture.
Yep.
So I would be looking at, if you like this guy, maybe if you're in different positions, figure out what you want to contribute proportionately or what you can contribute proportionately, and treat him as you would your best friend.
So, moral of the story is, most guys are willing to pay, but most guys want you to try to offer.
Right.
Because it's the gesture of it. It's the gesture. It's just being a nice person, just being kind. Going back to humanity. It's like, listen, I just met you. If I want to see him, I'm going to pay for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once again, and I agree with it 100%, fellas, if you're out here taking her to a steakhouse on the first date, that's on you. Because you can't assume that she can afford that. Right? So it's like, you go to Starbucks or ice cream, and I know it's like, hey, it's $5 or $10. Why are you
Yeah, I feel like $5 or $10. Like, I'm not gonna offer to cover that because it's like it's $5 or $10, I don't know. I feel like there has to be like a decent like middle ground in there. Like if we're meeting for coffee, if it's something simple like that, I'm not gonna expect to have to come out of pocket. But if we're meeting for like a meal, okay, I'm gonna be like, hey, let me make sure I have an extra couple dollars in my wallet in case. You never know. What if his card declines?
Oh, that's mad embarrassing.
Exactly.
That's mad embarrassing.
My bill, and you can go clean some dishes. Like
that's mad embarrassing. Oh man, that was the
but
time. You don't got a backup card?
Anything can happen. Yo, I had that happen to me. I was so young. I had to have been maybe 20 years old. And somebody invited me out to eat. So we went to Applebee's. The bill comes, and he's like, oh, I forgot my wallet. I was a broke college kid. I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can afford this. And like, I had to like scrape together and like find all the change in my car. Like, I had to really, like, to the penny, pay for this freaking meal.
Me, I was told now that I'm older and I'm in, technically in my prime with, all my resources. I was told I need to date the young broke chicks like you. And then take you,
Why?
because I can take you to Chipotle and be like, yo, get the guacamole. Go get everything. Get all you want. And you be like, oh my God, he let me get guac. Oh my God.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Get them on their college years.
Yeah, when they're all broke.
Who pays depends on who asked who out.
I don't know. Once again, I say it like I say, look, women are gonna expect you to pay, John, regardless. Mm-hmm. I just say, men, you should start expecting them to offer. Like, if she don't offer, dead ass. That's it. Seriously, like that. Because that's seriously how they say it. If you didn't pay, dead his ass. Mm-hmm. So then, guys, have a standard. Let's have standards. If she didn't offer, dead her ass. Simple as that. Mm-hmm. There ain't nothing wrong with guys having standards. I'm telling you, I got them all filtered. 5'5" and low. And when I saw that, I was like, yo, I'm getting all the short ones. I love it.
It's ridiculous. Okay. Drunk said, if I asked her out, I probably should pay. But if she asked me out, she probably should pay. Don't invite me out somewhere and expect me to pay for you.
That's how they are, though. No, not only that, but she'll tell you where to go. She's gonna pick the place because she's like, "Oh, I'm inviting you on the date. We're gonna go to this great place I know, and you got the bill." and good luck on you. And good luck on you if you're gonna say no, because most guys won't. Most guys won't because they have that whole like, I gotta be a gentleman thing. And it's like, you got to understand, these women out here are shit testing you left and right. Now's the time for you guys to show like you have balls to say, no, I'm not doing this. Like, you pick this place, we're splitting this shit. I'll pay for myself, but we splitting it. Don't expect me to pay.
Man, when it comes time to pay at like a restaurant, I don't know, man. Everybody seems to feel like, oh, let's count the pennies. Like, I've gone out in like group scenarios where it's like, okay, the bill comes, and some people are like, oh, well, let's split it evenly, and other people are like, no, I want to cover my own stuff. Like, I just feel like it gets complicated when you go out.
I know. It's like in the movies, they're like, yo, let's split it. Nah, you got the cheese sticks, but right. You ate them.
Right. And then nobody wants to contribute towards the tip. Good Lord. Nobody wants to contribute towards the tip.
Why are we going out regardless? Like, let's just get that whole part. Eat at home and just meet me out here. Now, what would you think if a guy was like, yo, meet me at this spot. It's like a no cover, whatever. Let's just go out. Let's go dancing or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like, would you do that as a first date? Like, it has to be a dinner date?
No, I don't. So for me, I try to avoid dinner dates as a first date because it can be awkward. And I'm not going to sit here and wait for my food to come out. And you have to wait for the waiter to come with the check. It's a lot. It's a long
drag out especially if there's no chemistry and you're just like, oh.
Yeah, so I don't know. With first dates, I like doing things, obviously, in public areas. I like doing things like, let's go for ice cream because I love ice cream. Let's go for smoothies. I'm trying to think of any creative things I've done. I've done like hiking, which it was weird.
That's
like
cool.
I invited a girlfriend because I was like, I don't want to meet this crazy guy in the woods. What if he turns out to be crazy? And that's a horrible idea. Do not go hiking as a first date because, once you hit the incline, you're winded, you can't maintain a conversation.
However, a good way to meet somebody that's lasting, because if you're meeting them in a club bar, it's not lasting, right?
Right.
You know what the intentions are, and she's with it, then you know what it is. If you really do want to meet somebody that's lasting, then the best thing you could do is like, I don't know, you know Meetup, right, Lynn? You know the app Meetup, where you can find stuff to do. Find things you like to do, and then find people there. That's a great way to make new friends, and that's a great way to meet somebody that might have potential, because you already know you guys have a shared passion, right? You meet up, you want salsa night or something, salsa lessons. You go meet somebody up there, or hiking, like you said. I know that hear all the time people they're health nuts and they meet somebody through hiking
Right.
because it was like a group hike or something like that. So I mean, for you, you had a bad experience, but that's a great way to meet somebody outside of like the club, the bars, and all that stuff because that's just you know what it is.
Mm-hmm. When I was in college, I was in a relationship with a 27-year-old
Damn, Joke, you didn't make that wifey?
everywhere we went.
No, he had a freaking
A
sugar
cougar.
mama. You had a sugar mama and you didn't like it? Damn.
Lane, how would you feel if a guy took you to volunteer at a homeless shelter on a first date?
I thought about that. You know why? Because that tells you the person's character, man. Like
That's
I started
what I was
asking.
say. It depends. Everything always depends.
If he's cute.
Like me
Is he a
personally,
nine?
that's not something I would like to do. I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't enjoy it. But I think that is an excellent idea for a first date because if that's something that you're passionate about, that's a passion that you want to, share with somebody. It's a good way to find somebody who, who's willing to do that with you. And maybe it's something you want to do once a month. Maybe it's something you do every other weekend, So it's a way of finding someone who, shares that devotion to the community as you do. Me personally, I wouldn't be about it. If I was to go on a date and that's where we ended up going, I would enjoy myself and I would contribute and I would feel great about it at the end of the day. But I would be like, yeah, this isn't for me. It's like going camping with Ray. I'm going to have a great time, but I'm not a camper. This is what?
I would take that one step further. I would say, one, that's a great place to meet somebody. Mm-hmm. Right, because you know how they are towards other people and towards humanity. So that would be a great place to go. Just go volunteer, and if somebody's there and you got chemistry, great, because now you know their character, right? And then two, that's a great dating question. Just ask the person, hey, do you volunteer? You volunteer for anything? Because if they're like, no, or just see how they react afterwards. If they say no, but I want to. Or if they say, yes, I do, and I do this, that's a great way to judge somebody's character, Because I'm saying, both men and women, we got to have better filters, man. Like, we just go by looks, and that's a really bad filter. Like, we got to know, like, what's your character? Like, are you selfish? Are you materialistic? Like, we got to kind of weed all that stuff out.
So one of the things I've done wrong in dating is like, I'm not huge on like looks. I don't really like, somebody doesn't catch my eye because of what they look like. It's more so personality wise, but I feel as though what I've done is I try too hard in the beginning. Like I turn a blind eye to certain things that I probably shouldn't turn a blind eye to, because I am looking for somebody who, matches me personality wise versus looks. Like I've dated all over the map, man.
But that's good on you, because most women, I hate to say it, like they say like guys are the ones that are physical and it's all about looks and stuff. But now it's kind of flipped. Guys are so desperate out here. Like they are just, when they ask like, what is the first thing you're looking for in a significant other? They're just like somebody who's nice. That's it. That's how bad it's gotten for guys in dating. It's like they're just like, I just want somebody who's nice, somebody who's feminine, somebody who's nice. Whereas like women, they got so much like, guy, he has to be 6 foot tall. He has to have a good body. He has to have good junk in the trunk, right? He has to have 6-figure income. You have to have all this stuff. It's like so much requirements that women are putting out there. So good on you that you're not really looking for that. You're just looking for chemistry, right? That's what you go off. It's like, hey, we got to vibe.
What else I'm learning from it is like I often fall for potential, and not everyone lives up to their potential. So rather than taking people for where they are currently in their lives, I always look at like, oh, who they can be, like who I see in them, and it's like, oh, that's not. I need to stop doing that.
Well, you gotta, and I tell this, I've spoken to this before. It's like you gotta have this is part of your boundaries. If you have a house and a car, you should be dating somebody who has, at least their own place, right? It doesn't have to. If they don't have a house, I get it. Not most people want to be homeowners, but they gotta have their own place, right? And a decent place, right? Because you don't have a shitty home. So it's like those are the things. It's like if you have that in your life, why would you not expect your potential mate to have that in their lives, right? So it's like you got to gauge that. Like, do you have a car? Do you have your own place? Not that you have the potential to get that. No, you should have that now
Right.
because you have that now, Lynn.
Mm-hmm. You see, but I have that now, and I feel as though I haven't had that before when I was going into relationships, so I didn't have that standard.
Right. But once again, in those relationships, then that's when you didn't need it. But now you're a different person. So don't like you got to stop looking at people's potentials. You got to look at who they are now because
Yeah.
that's once again they could show you a great facade on the first date, but you got to understand like you got to break that away and be like, who are you? Where are you in your life? Do you have like are you growing? Not do you have potential growth, but are you growing? Are you working on that?
Right.
Like if you, for example, he may not have his own place, but he could be going to he might be going to school and he's studying to be a doctor, right?
Mm-hmm. That's potential.
So
he
that's
might not graduate.
No, but he's still working on that. Having potential is somebody saying, "Oh, I've always thought about being a doctor."
Mm-hmm.
Like that, you're not working on that. Like him, like 6 year of grad school or whatever, he's almost wrapping it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know he's gonna. Yeah, he could fail, but the likelihood, odds, right? Let's look at the odds again. He's still working towards that.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you be the one to put him through grad school? The sugar mama that puts him through grad school?
Not anymore. Lynn, 10 years ago,
Lynn,
absolutely. Lynn today,
no.
Nope. And I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, and her and I are both, we became moms at very young ages. And, like we both like said that we are happy that we had our children at the ages that we did.
Mm-hmm.
We feel that was like the right time in life to have children, but we both feel that, like we didn't choose the father of our children correctly.
Right, because society didn't tell you that. This is what I keep going. Like, you should really tell your daughter this. Like, I know society, we tell little girls, like, you could be anything. You could be strong and independent and be whatever you want. But we don't tell anything about dynamics of dating. And one of the things is, like, when you're young, you have options. Because every guy, no matter how old they are, you can say it is creepy all you want, but an 80-year-old guy is always going to want that 18-year-old girl. That's always how it is, no matter what it is. And so what you got to tell your daughter is like, look, if you're really gonna fall for somebody, make sure they have their shit together. Because if you guys do have kids, right? Because he wants to have kids with you, you're young, you're not gonna have anything. Make sure you have the resources. Right. Make sure you pick the right father. Like I told you, it's not bad that you had kids. It's just bad who you had them with.
Yeah.
That's it. And because nobody told you that. Ma didn't tell you that. Nobody told you that. Like, hey, weed out the men. If you want to have a kid at 18 or 19, cool. Make sure he has the resources to take care of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the dynamics are. Women have the looks, men are supposed to have the resources.
Right.
In an ideal world, right? But now it's all like, oh, women can do everything by themselves. They got the looks and the resources.
All right, let me go to the comments. So drunk. Lynn, how would you feel? Oh, I already read that one.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So he didn't wife the one chick, the older chick, because he felt he was in his male prime. He thought he could.
Man. Yo, he's like the women nowadays. He's like, oh, I have something good, but I could do better.
Oh,
what are
man.
you doing? Drunk, you're in your prime now, man. As you get older, men are in their prime when they get older.
He said, before I shoot my shot at a female, I always watch how she interacts with other people first. It's so important. Yep. Like you could tell, by how they speak to
waiters.
Waiters, people who are working in the store, things like that. Yes.
People that you think, even something really basic. If you go shopping, see if they put the shopping cart back. Most people don't do that. I go out of my way because I'm like, look, I'm not going to be the asshole to fuck up somebody's car or just like, I know it's somebody else's job to do this. But why can't I make their job easy when they just come out and the cart's there already? It's like it's a little few steps for me. I need the steps anyway. So why can't I put that little extra effort in to help my fellow man? Like, I don't understand why people are like that. So it's like definitely see how people treat waiters. Like for example, Lynn's birthday. I was very friendly. I was like, yo, I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who came out. Some of the orders got mixed up. And by the end, everybody was dealing with me. Because I was the guy, right? Lynn? Yep. Everybody was coming to me. They were like, yo, is there anything else? And even when we went to the brunch, the Saturday brunch that we went to, right? They were supposed to charge us for a fourth person that wasn't there, but because
Yeah.
me and her, we were really like, I was nice to her. I wasn't treating her like a servant. She was like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to charge you for it." So understand, don't do it with an intention of getting something out of it. Just do it because it's the right thing to do. Be nice to these people. They're working. You're not. Like, come on. Do you want somebody to come in at your job and shit all over you? Come on.
So women love a project. I feel
They
like
do.
most women want to build a bear and bear a man.
Yep.
This is not
However,
true. I want mine to already be ready.
However, they love a project, but they won't respect the project. Fellas, they won't respect you. And the most important thing you need as a guy from a woman in a relationship, love is overrated. What you need is respect. I learned this the hard way. Once a woman doesn't respect you, it's done. You're just nothing to her. You're not. She doesn't even see you as a human being anymore. It's like you gotta have that respect. Now, projects are cool if you grow and you surpass her. Then that way she can keep that respect for you.
All right, I'm glad you put the reference in there, Drunk. So he says, for reference, Build-A-Bear is the place to make your own custom teddy bear. I have to read the last one again, though, because at the end, I was like, what? Okay.
Want to build a bear man.
I feel like most women want to build a man. Okay.
Well, build a bear man. So it should have been in parentheses, so you could have read it together, and then you know it was the place. Build a bear man.
Ray, you ever have a female tell you that you shouldn't tip the female waitress so much?
She never knew how much I tip. I do. You know what? I'm biased in that way. If she's cute, I do tip her more. But you know what? I feel guilty with the guys too, because I'm like, bro, he's doing a good job. That's my boy. I tip him well too, you know. But I do. I like women when it comes to me in a restaurant or whatever, and just the whole waiting thing. They could do less effort as long as they look good. They're getting a good tip. It sucks, but that's how guys are, right? It's like, damn, she was rude as fuck. Why did I tip her?
My thing is, like, I always leave a tip, and I always have high expectations with tips. So if you go out with me, you're covering the bill. I do have high expectations with the tip. And if they did a good job, they get a better tip than if they did a poor job. But if you did a poor job, you're still getting at least a couple dollars. Just not a lot.
No, you never been like, no, I'm not giving you shit. You were rude.
No, I haven't because you know what? Ultimately, I feel like I'm messing with their livelihood. You know, like they count on their tips. Their pay isn't shit. They count on their tips. So $3 to me, you know, could be the difference between them filling up their tank or something. You know, so it's like fuck it. Mm-hmm.
Good on you, man. Good on you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna confirm nor deny if I'm that good of a person.
Yeah. All right, so then we also have the Reddit. Let me see.
So the Reddit article is long. Let's just read the title, I kind of summarize it, and then we can just kind of spin it, wing it, go off of it kind of deal.
All right. My girlfriend, 24 female, says it's disrespectful and demeaning that I, 26 male, bought a $900 suit while she is struggling to pay rent. So I'm going to kind of skip that part. All right. And it's basically right here. My brother's wedding is coming up and I needed a new suit. The past 2 years have been the first years I could say that I actually had a good amount of money for myself. Before this, I've never really bought expensive stuff because I couldn't afford it. Now that I can afford it, I want to be able to enjoy it. So since it was my brother's wedding, I wanted to go all out on myself. So I bought a $900 designer suit that I love.
But to kind of summarize, you skipped some parts over it, but he does have a better job than her. And I've been in that scenario with one of my exes where we were, living in Virginia. I was making, twice as much as what she was making. And she got mad at me because she wanted me to pay like the full on rent for the apartment we had. And I was like, nah, you live here too. You can pay something.
Yeah.
I've always been like that. I've always been like, and we had a joint account, right? We had a joint account. I kept my account separate and I put my money, like my portion of the bills into that account. She put her portion in and then we had that. And at some point, we started putting a little bit more, so that way we could also have money for vacations and stuff like that. So, I mean,
Okay.
that's like, fellas, you got to listen, relationships end. Don't get fleeced out here. Don't get fleeced. Do not get guilt into doing things for her. And then she's just doing stuff for her also. What about you? Who's taking care of you? And when the relationship is over, everybody cared about her and nobody cared about you. So how do you feel about this, Lynn? Like, do you feel like he should be helping with rent?
No. I don't think he should be helping with rent. I think I'm actually siding with the guy. I think it's really messed up that, she is upset that he bought himself a suit for his brother's wedding. Like, my thing is, she should have been supportive. Like, that's your brother. He's getting married. Like, good on you to buy a suit,
By the
I
way,
would
I
now
think
be
she's
like,
I think she opted out of the wedding too. So, like, she's that pissed off that she's not going to the wedding.
I don't know if it was because of the suit or what, but she's not going to the wedding, which is a whole other thing. Like, how do you not go? Like, you've been dating for 8 months. Your significant other's brother is getting married. This is a significant thing for your significant other. Like, why wouldn't she be there? Why wouldn't she want to, be present and supportive and like show like, hey, like there's a future here. I want to be part of your future.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was right that she was upset about him spending money on it, because at the end of the day, like, he makes money, like, I could understand if, like, say he put it on a credit card and he really didn't have the finances for that. Then, hey, you're making really poor decisions. It's my job to kind of tell you, like, dude, you're not doing this. But not like you're not doing this, like you're not buying it, but like I need to be able to like point out to my significant other that he's making poor choices.
Yes.
I don't see anything wrong with a $900 suit if he got the money for it.
Exactly. I 100% agree, and I got some spinoffs off of this. Like, we live in a society where I feel like people just spend money when they really don't analyze what they're doing. Oh, first line of this
article. Yep, already got me heated. We dating, not married.
Your struggles ain't
struggles
mine. Exactly.
Mine.
But drunk. This is what I was going. This is what I was going to get to. And thank you for you said that. Your struggles are not mine, and that should be in society overall. Look, it Biden just said he's going to forgive $10,000 of credit, of college debt, right? And I'm like, but do we actually tell these kids not to go to college if you don't have the means to go to college? Like, if you can't afford it, why are you going to wrap yourself up in a $100,000 loan? Why not go to the trade school or something like that we said multiple times on the show? It's like, now people are like, oh, these are my struggles. You didn't make it, but now you got to pay for it. Guess who's going to pay for that? That's not going to get wiped away.
Right.
Taxpayers are going to pay for that. And this is the same thing. Like, you got that same mentality in dating as well. It's like, you're dating somebody. He has good money. You're not married. You're not living with me. You got your own place. You're trying to do your own thing, right? You're saying you're strong and independent, but then you want me to bail you out. Look, I didn't do that. I didn't make that struggles.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like women think that when they come into the marriage, their college debt has to get paid by the marriage. And I'm like, wait, what? Because when we get divorced, any debt that's in the marriage ends up falling to the guy. That's the reality, fellas. When you get a divorce, that debt, that together debt, ends up being your debt. I've seen it time and time again, and I've had buddies where after they got a divorce, they had to file for bankruptcy because of the legal fees and the debt, and the alimony killing them. They couldn't afford it. They couldn't even afford to live. They had to move in back with their mom, and so they had to go and file for divorce and erase that debt. So listen, keep that shit separate. That's why when me and my girl, we were living together, we had a joint checking account and we kept that shit separate. What I had in my account was mine. I earned that. That's mine. But I know this is a heated debate because people feel a certain type of way. Women really do feel like it's what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. Like, that's like a lot of women out here. That's how they think.
I definitely think there has to be more layers to this because, if say she is going to the wedding with him and like, say she can only afford maybe like a $50 dress, like she may feel like uncomfortable, like she doesn't really match her significant other. So I could see that as one issue here. I could also see an issue as like, like she's just looking at it as like, that's a lot of money for one thing.
Right.
And,
she wants the $900 for her rent.
No, but she doesn't. I read through it. It's not that she's asking for it for rent. She's just looking at it as like, hey, I don't think that's a smart purchase.
She's
Her
being
opinion.
passive aggressive. Don't act like she doesn't want it for rent. She's being passive aggressive because if she doesn't want to come out and say, hey, help me with the rent. You got $900 to spend on the suit. Help me with rent. She doesn't want to come out and say that, right? But she is being passive aggressive, and that a lot of shorties do that. A lot of shorties like to give the guilt trip. And like, fellas, you gotta understand that. You gotta understand how they act so that you could defend yourself towards it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said,
something wrong. No, I agree. Like, I think there is something wrong. Like, she shouldn't be this upset. She shouldn't be upset at all that he bought himself something with his own money.
right?
Because it's not taking away from, like, say they were like, hey, let's do this awesome weekend, and he's like, nah, because I want to buy this suit. Okay, I can see, because it's affecting her, and now she's like, well, let's talk about this more. But it's not taking away from anything related to her or related to him. It's not like he couldn't get his teeth done because he wanted to buy this suit kind of thing, you know? So
Right.
I really don't see her issue with it.
He's walking around with Jack Smile.
Yeah, you know, like, and then it would be like,
But
oh,
I'm
your
fine.
priorities are off.
I got that too. It's Gucci. Oh, you cracked me up.
I would have opted out of the relationship. See, guys gotta dip when we see red flags.
The
because
red
I
flags,
guarantee this is
exactly.
Her first red flag. Yep.
But guys, see, but that's the thing, drunk. Guys we're not being taught to look for red flags. With ladies too, we're not taught about that. Like, ladies, red flags to you is a project. Yeah, I can fix them. Fellas, you're taught like, oh, love is endearing, and we gotta deal with all this because in the end she's gonna love me for me, and like we believe in this whole fairy tale Disneyland woo woo, and we gotta realize like, no, you gotta, like, when you see the red flags, you gotta dip. That abundance mentality, when you see the red flags and you dip, you gotta know that there's someone better out there for you.
Mm-hmm. Drunk said, damn right, I never thought about asking how much college debt a woman has.
Damn right, because that's going to be part of your debt.
Marriage questions.
Yeah, man. Listen, they bring in all that baggage and it becomes our debt. And then at the end, when you get divorced, it becomes your debt.
Flip the sides. She's buying a $900 dress and he needs rent money. If he says that to her, he would be absolutely killed on social media.
Hell yeah, that's the double standards right there. They would call him broke ass. They would say he's not a gentleman, he's a punk. And they would tell her, all the ladies in the comments would be like, yo, leave his ass.
Yeah.
Which I guarantee that we look at the comments right now, they're probably saying that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, guys, you're damned if you don't, you're damned if you do. Because either way, they're all gonna say, just leave his ass.
Yeah.
Mind you,
definitely is a double standard.
Mind you, and I've seen it in my life. I haven't been the guy, but I have buddies who done it. I've seen where a woman will take money from one guy to shower to another guy. So this is why you got to guard your body. Yes, man. Yes, women will take money from one dude because they'll be like, oh, I was thinking about getting it. You like gaming, right? How about if I do Xbox with you? And then like all of a sudden she's into gaming. He'll buy the Xbox for her. And next thing you know, the Xbox is for the other dude. Listen, I was with my boy. We went out.
Ladies, you're not doing it right.
my boy. We went out the night before, and he tells me the story. He was like, "Yo, I got in trouble the next day." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "Yo, my girl found a condom in the front seat," and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I blamed it on you, though." He blamed it on me. He was like, "Yo, Ray, that was Ray. Ray did it." And so then later that day, they went to the mall and she bought him a $600 suit, even though she had doubts in his head that he was cheating on her.
What?
Yeah. Now, trust me, either both scenarios is bad, but I'm just saying, fellas, just guard your wallet. That's what I'm saying. You worked hard for your money. Don't go falling into that. Yep, use the simp to pay the pimp.
Yeah, what?
I love that saying. Use the simp to pay the pimp. Yup, that's exactly how it is, fellas. And that's why I tell you, like, yo, guard your wallet. I know it sounds bad, and they're going to make you feel bad, like, oh, I got to pay the rent. Oh, listen, I fell for those tricks, too. I fell for those tricks of, oh, I got to pay my rent, all this, all that. And you do it, and you realize, like, that's not what it was going for. They played you. They played you, and they played you for your humanity. I don't feel bad because, you know what? That makes me know that I'm a good person, right? I'm not going to change. I know who I am. I just got to know when I see the red flags. I gotta stop being gullible. That's it. It's like, don't feel bad because, oh my God, no, you should feel a certain type of way. You should feel like you want to help them, right? Like, oh yeah, I should help you with your end. Yeah, okay, I got the means and I'm a good person. I should help you. But those red flags should start kicking in and be like, am I the simp? Am I the simp in this scenario? You don't want to be the simp, fellas. I've been there, done that, though. It's all good. It's life lessons, man. My man,
In other
Junk, though.
news, I'm seeking a pro bono attorney for family court. So if you guys know any good ones, let me know, man. Let me know. Jeez.
In New York, by the way, because Lynn's in New York. So.
Oh yeah, in New York.
Because he may not be licensed. Yeah, you get like an Indian lawyer. He can't do U.S. court. So you gotta, like, fellas, be careful. But anywho's, this has been a really good show. Lynn, I don't know if you want to keep going. I know it's 1.
It's already 1:00. Holy
but
crap.
we've only been online for an hour and a half because we started late. So, but this was a great episode. I loved it. I love the comments. Thank you guys. I hope this is, listen, like I said, this is what me and Lynn was gonna start like initially, and I don't know if we want to keep going. If we want to do it, then you let me know. If you want to pivot to this, or if we want to do, I don't know. You guys let us know what you guys want us to see.
Yeah, you guys let us
whatever.
know. We talk about whatever.
Yeah, so that would help
We're
us.
here. We've dedicated the time
and...
to, like building this community and building this tribe. So whatever you guys want to talk about, you let us know. You keep, commenting, and we'll keep going with it.
But I like the dating thing because it's good to hear, a female's perspective. Like, I hear all the guy side and all that stuff, and I'm like, damn. But it's good to hear, through the female's perspective, and hopefully, with your face on the channel, we can get more ladies calling up, and then we can have, more talks and stuff like that. Because really, it all goes back to just being more humane. Let's just be more, caring about each other. Like, I don't understand, like, why we
as Drunk's comment gets pulled up. He said, I don't do well with females who sad fish. My bill's killing me. My rent late. My car broke down. Nah, I'm good on her.
Yeah, I don't do that now. But back when I was Mr. Nice Guy, I was. But not now, no. Now I'm like, yo, I could help you get a job. Is that what you're trying to do? You need more paper? Like, I could put you on some IT skills. Yo, I did that, though. I did put my ex onto a job. I was like, yo, I was like, you're racking up college debt. If we're possibly getting married, I was like, you got to take a time off from school. And I was leaving a job, and I prepped her up, and I was like, you're going to be my fill-in. And that's how she started working. Mm-hmm. So I did that. I'll do that again. I'll be like, yo, I can help you get a job. But I'm not coughing up my bills. I got kids. I got a house. I got mortgages. But you gotta watch out, fellas.
Responsibilities. Drunk said y'all always have great topics. Thank you, Drunk.
Oh, thank you, Drunk. Thank you. We're trying to figure out, we're trying to grow. Mm-hmm. So I love it, though. Like I said, we want to help people in every way we can. And I'm unfortunately, dating, that's one of the areas that, we need a lot of help in. Both guys and girls, So we hurting. We're just hurting each other. And it's weird. It's like we need each other. Like, I don't understand, like, like the whole woke thing. I know She-Hulk came out and it was like talking down towards men and everybody lost their shit. And it's like, why are we constantly always having this like tit for tat between men and women? It's like, I love women. Like, I don't want to, listen, I want to get all the hard stuff out of the way so I could just, taste all the flavors. It's like, let's stop all this shit. Let's not like that. Let's like, oh, I'm tired of dating all these dogs.
Man. I just want to boo. Just want somebody I can call boo. Bae. Not Bae. My daughter is Bae. She told me, and that's it. Nobody else will ever be Bae. All right, guys. So that concludes another episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys, got something from this episode too, just different perspective, something else to talk about. I love that we have these conversations, and we'll continue to have these conversations.
Gotta have these conversations.
And again, anything you guys want to talk about, you can email us. You can just throw it in the comments, and we'll do more research about it. And we'll go into it.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got to check through the emails because I know Fuzz sent a couple of stuff, so we got to catch up with all that stuff too. But thank you guys. Thank you so much for all the comments. Thank you for writing with us for an hour and a half. Just thank you for all the love and all the support, while we grow and all this stuff. It means a lot. It really does mean a lot. And hopefully this weekend we're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be camping. Hopefully we'll go and we'll do some videos. Maybe we'll edit it up, get some videos of Lynn out there. Tell you by day 3, I gotta get a video at least by day 3 because she's gonna look like a hot mess, like a hot mess.
All right, guys.
I stank. My hair.
We will see.
I got a
TBD. TBD. I'm telling you, I've been on Pinterest. I'm looking for different ideas, different tips and tricks. So it's
well,
gonna
you said it. You were like, I'm gonna braid my hair. Just how I had to deal with it. Oh, good time.
Like you're like, listen, you keep talking about like water. We're getting in the water, and I'm like, what the hell kind of water?
Oh, I don't ever really get in the water. Maybe in the pool, I'll put my feet in because it's cold, man. It's like it's August, and it's like the water's still freezing. I don't understand.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
Love you guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Peace.